We're going to talk about a feeling I think so many of us know all too well. That feeling of being stuck. You're trying so hard to improve your life, but it feels like you're just spinning your wheels. Well, today, we're going to dig into a really powerful shift in perspective that might just be the key you've been searching for.
So let's start right there with that feeling of being stuck, because it's a very, very real thing.
I mean, does this sound familiar? You're doing all the things. You meditate, you journal, you're saying your affirmations, you are putting in the work. But then you look around, and your job is the same, your relationships feel the same, your bank account looks the same. And it's so easy to start thinking, what am I doing wrong?
Here's the thing. What if you're not doing it wrong at all? What if the problem isn't your effort, but where you're aiming that effort? See, most of us are trying to change the wrong thing. It's kind of like trying to change a movie by painting on the movie screen while the film is playing. It just doesn't work.
Okay, so let's break this down. This is a really powerful metaphor. The idea that reality has these two layers, the screen and the projector.
So what do we actually mean by this? Well, the screen, that's everything you can see and touch. It's the out there world, right? Your job, the people around you, the situations you find yourself in. The projector, though, that's your inner world. That's the invisible stuff running in the background, like the source code for your life. It's your deep down beliefs, your emotional state, the energy you carry around.
And this is such a simple but totally game-changing idea. The projector is the cause, and the screen is just the effect. Your inner world, your beliefs, your energy, that's the film. Your outer world is just the movie that gets played. And that means if you want to see a different movie, yelling at the screen is completely pointless. You've got to change the film that's running inside the projector.
Okay, so that's the big question, right? How do we actually change the film? Let's get into some real, practical ways you can start working with your own projector.
All right, the very first step is to just start acknowledging a part of reality that we all experience every single day, but we've kind of been trained to ignore. It's all about tuning in to the non-physical side of things. Just think about it for a second. You can't see love, you can't see anxiety, but you absolutely know they're real. Same thing with that gut feeling you get, or that flash of intuition. Or, when you're thinking about someone and your phone buzzes and it's them, instead of just brushing that stuff off as a random coincidence, start paying attention. Just notice it. The more you acknowledge this invisible layer, the more you start to tap into this whole other guidance system that goes way beyond your five senses.
Now, here's something that happens when you start exploring these ideas. You'll notice pretty quickly that not everyone is on board, and that is totally okay. In fact, knowing this is a huge energy saver.
This is so important. Your job is not to go out and convert every skeptic you meet. Your job is to transform yourself, and that takes energy, a lot of it. So instead of trying to fight against resistance, just look for resonance. Find the people, the books, the communities that get it, that feel good. You have to conserve your energy for the real work, which is your own inner change.
This next one is all about learning to tell the difference between two voices that are always chattering away inside you. There's the worried, logical mind, and then there's this deeper, wiser intelligence that's always there.
So how do you know which is which? Well, the ego usually feels pretty frantic, right? There's pressure, it's trying to control everything, and it's only working with what it already knows from the past. The deeper self, on the other hand, speaks with this calm clarity. It often brings in these totally unexpected solutions. So try this. Next time you feel stuck, just pause, ask your deeper self for help, and then let it go. You'll be surprised how often the answer just pops into your head when you're in the shower or driving, when you least expect it.
Oh man, in our world of information overload, it is so easy to become a personal growth tourist, right? We jump from one book to the next, one podcast to the next technique, but just knowing stuff doesn't change your reality. Practice does.
This analogy is just perfect. You can go out and dig 100 holes that are each 1 foot deep, and you'll never hit water. Or you can commit to digging one well that's 100 feet deep. Your brain literally rewires itself through repetition. So pick one thing that really resonates with you. Meditation, a specific journaling practice, whatever, and commit to it. Go deep, not wide.
Now, this is really important to understand. This journey of changing your inner projector, it's not always going to feel good or comfortable. In fact, if it feels easy all the time, you might not be changing all that much.
You see, real transformation usually happens in 3 stages. First comes resistance. Your logical mind is going to fight you on this. Then comes chaos. And this is the critical part, the messy part. Old things might start to fall apart. A relationship might end. You might start questioning your whole career. It feels really unstable. And honestly, this is where most people panic and quit. But you have to see this chaos not as a failure, but as progress. You're just shedding an old skin. Because it's only after that chaotic phase that you can reach integration, where things start to align and life just flows better. The key is don't give up when you're in the chaos.
So after all this work, after you've been working on changing the film in your projector, what's the end result? What's the final big shift?
This is it. You shift from just reacting to whatever movie is playing on your screen to realizing that you are an active co-creator of that movie. You stop fighting against the current because you start to understand you're actually helping to create it.
And this leads to the most profound change of all. For so long, we're taught to look for these big, amazing results out there. We're chasing the miracle, just hoping one day it finally shows up on our screen.
But what if the entire point of all this work isn't to get something, but to become something? What if the true transformation isn't actually what appears on the screen of your life, but the change that happens inside the projector, inside you? That's the real miracle. Thanks for exploring this with me.